Hello everybody and welcome back to another dark and darker video. By the way, if I sound off, that is because I have the flu right now, but we are going to make this video anyways. So today I'm going to show you guys how to build a kit, and this is more of an intermediate level player guide because this is how you actually min-max at this game to win more. You need a lot of money to be able to do this, but it is very, very helpful. Okay, first things first though, before we do that, how do you make the money? Let's real quick show you guys how you do that. So if you are a paid account, you can do this. You'll come over here after you are level 20 and you'll press a button to become a trader. It costs like 50 gold or something. You pay that gold and then you have access to this marketplace. This is very, very helpful. You go over here and you have the market, which this is where you buy things. And then you have my listings, which this is where you have items listed to sell. So what I'm going to do is that ring of quickness. I'm searching for that right over here. And I am going to see, okay, they're selling for 82. Let's real quick recheck. Let's buy that because that person's stupid. And let's go see what a rare one sells for as well. 190. That person is an absolute fool, but I will take it. And now I put this in for 189 over on my listings. And I put this in for 81 on my listings, and those will sell, and then it will give me a notification to come back here and press a button. The button will be right here and it'll be like collect gold, and then you can collect the gold. And then from there, that was pretty simple. That's really all you have to do, guys. It's very simple. And if there is like a good random attribute on it, like let's say additional magical damage, you just put that in there, or let's say additional physical damage because that's probably worth more. 149 then, so you list it for 148. Pretty simple. Just to undercut the next person by 1 gold, I never recommend undercutting by more than 1 gold. You're just wasting gold. Next up, how do we buy gear? So right here I have a curated kit on that I bought off of the market. I am building for physical damage reduction, maximum health, and I am also building just enough knowledge on here so that I can run all the spells that I need. And then after that, I'm looking for things like will, so I do extra damage. And magical healing is also a thing I've got on here on a couple of pieces, because just a couple pieces of magical healing is very helpful. So it's really physical damage reduction, max health, and magical healing. Now, real quick, let's go back over to trade because I just got the notification that we can open this up and see what item sold. It is the blue ring of quickness that I just flipped very luckily there. That does not happen all the time, guys. That was super weird that that just happened, but it happened. Okay, so we go over to trade though. We go over to marketplace. I'm going to try and build a kit very similar to what I have on right here. Okay, so first things first, I want a cuirass, which that is my chest piece, and I want it to be epic grade or above. And then magical healing on these is generally very cheap because cleric can't wear it, and I'm the only character that can really get use out of it with the demon armor perk on. And then we got magical healing, so it's pulling up all the ones with magical healing. And this one also has max health bonus. I always like to look at the cheapest one that comes up first. But then what we can also do is type in the second thing we want, which is physical damage reduction. Now, there isn't one for that. So we're going to try armor rating because armor rating is very, very similar. This one has resourcefulness, agility, magical healing, armor rating. That's getting too expensive. We are going to buy this one. Our third role that we wanted was max health, but there is one for sale in the market. It's 3,500 though. I don't want to pay 3,500. It's too much gold. So I'm going to buy this one with the 1 magical healing and 6 armor rating. And by the way, guys, here's why you do this. So in this game, certain stats get significantly better when you build more of it. And for instance, let's talk about physical damage reduction, which this goes up when I pull out my shield. By the way, it comes out to like 68%. If you have more physical damage reduction, a higher percent, it gets parabolically better. Now the curve parabolically levels off, but there's like a sweet spot here. So let's say I have 33% physical damage reduction. I'm still taking 2/3 of damage. But if I get up to 66% physical damage reduction, I'm only taking 1/3 the amount of damage anymore. And if I get another 9% on there, which is the absolute cap, it doesn't let you go over that, I'm taking 1/4 the amount of damage. And so that means the amount of hits I can survive gets parabolically more per percent. And that's very, very helpful. And so that's why you kit like this. And I'd highly recommend, guys, don't just buy pieces of gear that have stats on them that are kind of all over the place. Even if they are good stats that are all over the place, min-maxing is the way to go in this game. So next up, let's go after the plate pants. Once again, let's get some epic plate pants. And we are going to be looking for armor rating. And real quick, guys, I needed to explain on here, this is a good time to do so, that not every roll comes on every piece of gear. And the way you check for this is you type in Dark and Darker Wiki enchantments, and they have a whole spreadsheet that shows every piece of gear that can roll every roll. So things like damage, I don't think damage can roll on this. No, I can't get just like straight additional physical damage, but I can get physical damage bonus, which is much worse. But I can't get straight additional physical damage. That also does not exist on here. But what we are looking for is armor rating or physical damage reduction, which is just a percent version. They're both pretty good, and you can get them together if you are rich enough. Let's see if there is one, if I'm rich enough. Wow, 522? This person, I don't think they understand that they're underlisting that. And once again, there's only one item there that actually has all three that I want. We're going to check a max health as well and see if that's cheaper. No, it's cheaper to just get it with the armor rating, which is actually better. So we're definitely buying this guy right here. And so yeah, you go over to enchantments on the Dark and Darker Wiki. I'm going to pull that up real quick. Okay, this is the enchantments page. So yeah, it's a nice big spreadsheet. These are your base stats, and then these are all of your weird ones. So magical healing is a big one for us. So we see these boxes right here, right? This is the lowest it can roll. This is the highest it can roll. And we always want the highest. I don't ever buy low rolls. I think that's a waste of time unless you're buying something that's like so rare it can't possibly high roll on every single thing. And so we scroll up here and we see what this item is talking about is. So a one-hand shield can get magical healing rolled on it. Or a chest piece can get magical healing rolled on it. I did buy a lower magical healing roll there, but that was because I was looking for multiple rolls at once, and magical healing is more of a side roll, not something that I'm too worried about. Okay, let's go back here. And next up, I want heavy gauntlets. And by the way, if you're wondering how you figure out what items are best to absolute min-max, honestly, you got to look at each slot, and you can look them up on the wiki for each slot and see what can go in it, and then decide from there. Usually, though, it's fairly simple. It's like, okay, if you're trying to build for max health, just find the one that has vigor, because vigor is what does it, to give you extra max health. That brings me to my next point, by the way. I need to bring that up real quickly here. So let's go over to the stats page here. So you look up Dark and Darker Wiki stats, and this is the spells and guns wiki. This is the way better one. And then we can click over here on, say, strength, and we can see exactly what strength does. So strength ups your physical power bonus, which physical power bonus gives you a percent scale here that kind of tapers off, as we can see on this graph, as you get more of it. But as you're earlier on, it gives you a lot of extra melee damage. And it also contributes to 25% of your max health scaling. Or vigor, for instance, that contributes to 75% of your max health scaling. And this will also help you guys to understand, once you've built a kit like this will help you understand exactly what people look for and what is expensive. Because the items are very, very specific. There's probably a good 30 different kits that will work very, very well in this game, all min-maxing for different stats. Okay, so if we want armor rating and physical damage reduction, that is going to cost us a pretty penny, 580 right over there. Let's see how it is with max health. Can we do all three? No, all three does not exist. Max health and phys damage reduction I can get, that does exist. It's a bit more expensive to say the least. Those are really low rolls, otherwise that would be very enticing. This guy's got higher rolls and it's got some magical damage bonus for me. That isn't useful to like a fighter, but it's super useful to me. Next up, we're going to go to plate boots actually. Okay, and we got some on here that actually aren't all too expensive with armor rating and physical damage reduction. Let's see, max health. Ooh. These guys also have max health bonus. These are actually a little bit underpriced. Those should be priced a little bit heavier. And then I want to show you guys one more thing real quick as I'm doing this. So how I decide on what stats to min max for is I go to the character page and I will just look through the description of the spells. And then I like to see things like scaling. We can see Bolt of Darkness has 100% scaling. Curse of Pain has 100% initial damage scaling, and then damage over time is 50%, it says. And do keep in mind, sometimes this does get a little bit outdated because the game changes so often. But yeah, we can see over here, the initial damage, right, is 10 with 1 in the parentheses. That means that's how much it scales when you have a magical damage item on. And then 0.5 magical damage gets added to the entirety of the extra ticks afterwards when you add a magical damage item. I believe magical damage goes up to 11 right now. So this could put you all the way up to, that would be 21. And then we have plus 10, that gets us to 31. And then we get 5.5. And decimal damage does count in this game. That is a thing. So 36.5 damage you can max out at on Curse of Pain before magical power takes impact. So you could probably get up to like 50 to 60 damage per Curse of Pain if you stack right. That is another reason why you guys gotta min-max your kits though and really hone in on one area. Because if you hone in on, say, damage, this is going to get way stronger if you have more magical damage items on, and it's going to be way more helpful. It's just generally overall way stronger than if you do some weird hybrid kit where you're going all over the place. That's generally not helpful. You want to min-max. This is an RPG. Do keep in mind though, if you're doing a kit like this, hey, I still gotta have all my spells, right? I can't avoid having some knowledge. I'm using the Great Helm here, but we're going to also check the Hound Skulls and see maybe a Hound Skull would be better for me. I'm gonna real quick clear out my listings. Ooh, this sold. So an Epic Hound Skull has 44 armor rating, and an Epic Great Helm has 43 armor rating. I really don't know why I would possibly go with the Hound Skull in that situation. It just seems to me like the Great Helm is just a way better item overall. It's not really better on... Oh, it's got Vigor on it. Okay, it's got Vigor on it. See, that makes a difference because that's like 7 health right there. And I don't actually need all the knowledge that I have on my kit right now. And I was wondering, hey, maybe I could build a kit with a Hound Skull. So I think I will go ahead and see here. Maybe a Hound Skull will be better, just pricing wise. And if it is, then we'll go ahead with that. Wow, okay, expensive. There is a perfect one. Yeah, we're not going with a Hound Skull. We are going with a Great Helm. These guys are like way cheap. See, look at this. This guy is like 125. You kidding me? This guy's kind of expensive, but let's see this way. Well, let's go with the 125 one. Also, it is important to understand what stats impact what. Because for instance here, guys, I had a new buddy I was introducing to the game, and he thought magical interaction speed sped up, like how you cast spells. Magical interaction speed is for opening portals and things of that nature. Okay, so we've bought all the armor now. We have a whole extra armor kit, and now we get into some of the more fun items. Rings are ones that will cost you a very, very pretty penny. But we're gonna go ahead and buy them today anyways, because we're rich. Who cares? If you're trying to do a cheaper kit though, I wouldn't buy rings. But I don't do cheap kits in the first place. My average Inferno run comes out to about 2,500 gold now, because the gold is getting a little inflated. It was about 2,000 before. If I could do one of those runs every 20 minutes, then why would I ever spend less than a good 3K on a kit? It's just not even worth the time to go through this process. Oh, this is a good time to explain some of the other things you can do here. I can click right here and just hit Warlock, and then I can see all the items that Warlock can use, and apparently it's showing me silver coins, which is funny, because yeah, I can use them, but that's not very helpful. And then what I can also do is I can just go over here, and I'm going to hit ring. And then what I'm going to do is check for magical healing, and then we want physical damage reduction, and then we want armor rating, and it's gone. Let's see with max health. There are 3 in existence. Okay, that would run me a very pretty penny. This one's got 1 magic. This one's all low rolls, otherwise I'd definitely buy that. If this was all high rolls, I would 100% buy that for 500. This guy is also low rolls at 1,000. Honestly, this guy probably would sell for more than 500. This is a very, very good ring, and it has will, which, by the way, guys, will makes it so your magic power bonus goes up, and it also gives you some more magic resistance. And because I'm building a tank kit here, will is very helpful. So we're gonna go ahead and bring one of these guys off of here. I think max health needs to go. Vigor is not a thing on there. How about max health bonus? Nah, not really, not happening. Okay, and then we have Ring of Survival here. Ring of Survival is kind of trash, so I don't really want that. And then these are low rolls, otherwise I'd like this. Rings of Finesse I quite like. They make you attack faster with your melee, which this is more of a melee focused build for PvP, and then magic is more for PvE. Right over here we got a Ring Resolve with 1 magic healing, 0.8%. That's not too great. 0.5% Fizz damage reduction, 2 magic healing. 2 magic healing is good. That's the maximum on this. 0.6%, 0.7%. And then I generally just like scroll over to see what the higher rolls can be. And oh, we're back to this guy. You know what? I'm buying this guy. I feel like this guy's actually pretty decent. We'll buy him. He's not as much magic healing as I would like, but hey, we'll take it. And that guy's 550, but he's pretty good. I might come back to him. You know what? I'm going with this Ring of Finesse, actually. Dexterity is not something I'm actually building for, but it's a nice enough additional stat, and it's cheaper than the other rings, that I'm going with it. So I do get magical healing on both of these. They're not max rolls, and this kit does not rely a whole ton on magical healing. It does use it, but the damage you take while in this kit is so low that you don't actually need all that much. It obviously is better to have higher number better. But our options were limited, and I wanted to keep it a little bit cheaper. Next up, this is what I've got on for my cloak currently, is a splendid cloak with 2 max health and 4 armor rating. Let's try and find ourselves one of those. We want max health, and then we can check physical damage reduction. That cloak looks really good, actually. Too bad these rolls are low, otherwise I'd go with this too. And luck, I don't really care for luck if I'm doing PvP. That's not really something I care about. but I would be up for buying one for 1100 if it was good rolls. This guy looks good. I'll buy him. It also has magical damage reduction, which I like because just a little bit extra to make certain, hey, I live in case I come in contact with a spellcaster. Okay, now what we've got left is the pendant, the book, the shield, and the falchion. These are all your very fun items to go ahead and kit out with. These are very, very important. So let's go ahead and look for a pendant. And generally what I go with is Necklace of Peace, because Necklace of Peace, guys, it is way underrated. These sell for way, way too cheap. And we're going to try and get a high roll magical healing one. How much does an epic one cost for a high roll magical healing? It goes up to 3 on this. And if we also look for armor rating or physical damage reduction, what do we come out with? This guy's about 600, and guys, you will end up spending a bit more on the pendant. Pendant is like a very important slot. Oh, this is a pretty good roll with spellcasting speed, but I'm not going to pay an extra 400 gold for that, I don't think. Honestly, I might skip the magical healing altogether, actually. That really increases the price of these things. Armor rating's kind of expensive too, though. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go with the 450 gold one. Each magical healing is 0.1 extra magical healing multiplied on the regular magic healing. So I think it comes out to be, I think it is just 0.1 extra on there for each, which becomes very helpful because the game is balanced around the base. So things like with the Hydra, every extra point of magical healing you have, that's more health you get back from healing off the Hydra with Curse of Pain and Power of Sacrifice. So it's very helpful. But is it worth an extra 200 gold to me? Not in this scenario. It might be another time, but not today. And then let's look for a spell book. And spell books can have magical healing, although I will say magical healing on spellbook isn't as important as some people make it out to be, because when it's not out, it doesn't impact anything. So I generally like to get it just on my melee weapons, actually, because I end up holding those out after Curse of Painting things, and that ends up impacting it. It's whatever you're holding out while it's ticking. So if you're not holding anything, it doesn't do any of the held item stuff. It's just not helpful then. Let's see what max health costs. This guy right here is a very good spellbook. And a legendary one costs about 1,000, and the reason why you'd go up here is because it has an extra magical damage on it. I'm not going for that today. Honestly, I'm just gonna go for a cheap one here. Let's look through and see if we find one that's a little bit better. This one's got 3 max health. We'll go with that guy. It costs all of 5 gold more than the lowest tier one. Next up, we got the heater shield, and this is another weird one. So you're actually looking for magical healing on this, and that's because basically no one is looking for magical healing on this item. And the grade really matters on this one just because armor rating once again. So we got magical healing there. And then I want armor rating, and physical damage reduction would be fantastic. It exists. There's 3 of them actually. There's also this guy with +1 max health and 2.8% physical damage reduction. I might end up going with him. We should also check max health bonus. And nothing too good there. Oh man, I think I lost my chance on that guy. Sometimes you do gotta act fast. We're gonna check on armor rating instead. Man, wow, those are some nice rolls though. Those are some juicy rolls. I think those are all high rolls. So it's got 2 high rolls on this guy, and they're on the 2 more important stats. I don't think I'm going for it though. I should have bought the one earlier that was looking like 200 goldish. 2% physical damage reduction. Okay. This guy's also pretty good. I end up with about 150 health on this kit, so 1% max health bonus would be about 1.5 HP. Okay, we're gonna buy this guy for the 535, a little bit more reasonable. I should have acted faster on that one, and I would have been in a way better spot. And now on the Falchion, you can also get magic healing on here and max health on here, so we're gonna look for that. Weapon damage is also a good roll on this. Let's see if any exist. None exist on the market right now. And we've actually got purple ones are much better to go with. And also notice that the weapon itself can have a range of rolls. So weapon damage 41 on this guy and 42 on this guy. That's important. Keep an eye out for that. This guy's got physical damage bonus as well, which is actually pretty good on this, but it'd be an extra like 1 damage or so from this, which is nice. But I don't think that's going to make me want low rolls on the other 2 stats that I want. Sadly, a low roll. Magic healing, 2 max health, magic power. This guy's got high rolls. Ooh, this guy's got max health bonus as well, though. I don't think it's worth 1,300 to me, though. Let's go back to that last guy that had the good rolls. You had the good rolls. This is max rolls for this. 3 max health, 2 magic healing, and it gives me some magic pen as well, which will be useful for Blow of Corruption. We will take that. All right. And let's go over to my kit stash, and let's go ahead and, okay, I need to shove some items out of the way here. These are other useful items I have that are worth enough for me to keep in my kit stash because I wouldn't even have to look for an item. For instance, this necklace of peace could be used in a kit. Like, it would work perfectly fine. Honestly, it's better than the one I have on right now. And then we go ahead and we put this in. And now that that's all off, let's put this gear on. Interesting that I came out with the same ring combo again. That's unlikely. Now I am up to 65% physical damage reduction before I even get in the game. Now, if I were to go in a match with this, I'm probably going to be sitting about, I want to say 72% physical damage reduction, which is very, very, very good. Because when you hold your shield out, it actually protects your whole body with the extra armor rating, which is very helpful. Yeah, anyways though, guys, that is how you kit out your character. Now, there is a good 30 different methods to kit out your character that are probably viable. This is the method I have gone with today. If you'd like to steal it, you can go for it. But yeah, guys, that's how you kit out your character, and I don't know how much gold I started with, but this is how much I'm ending with. And this is a incredibly good kit. It's all purples, and it's all like top roll purples. So this is an incredibly expensive kit. I will probably live at least a good 10 rounds with this. Also, guys, please make certain if you're bringing a kit like this in, that you do bring your potions and such as well. Also, if this is bothering you right here, that's because these are the starter potions from the Squire. I always keep those on just to top up my health between mobs because I am Warlock and I can heal in battle pretty easily off of Curse of Pain. Do make certain you have lockpicks. I highly recommend explosive bottles if you are kitted out, because if a player is chasing you, you can cut them off and get out with your kit still. Potions of protection are important, and bandages. And this is an item you guys might not know exists, which is magic protection potions. These can only be crafted, which is why they're so expensive. 143 each, but it blocks 20 magical damage. These would be very, very helpful on this kit because that is my weakness, would be magic. I, however, am not going to buy these because they are 140 gold each. I don't see that as worth it for 20 magic damage. And always bring lockpicks, of course. I recommend you guys go ahead, go over here and buy iron ore. Buy iron ore, okay? This is always the cheapest method. You buy, say, okay, we can buy this 5 iron ore right here. And then we'll buy this 5 right here. And we'll get this 5 because it needs to come in groups of 3 or else it's going to drive me insane. And you'll see why. You come over here, you make iron ingots. And then you can go ahead and get these lockpicks. This is way cheaper than buying lockpicks off the market. It cuts the price almost in half. And then this will use up the crafting recipe. If you are a paid player, put these in your shared stash and use your other character slots to craft more lockpicks if you need more at once. And then just transfer it over to your main character that you're using. But always bring lockpicks, guys. I recommend always bringing 2. That's how many I find I end up using in an average match, and I generally go to Inferno. And you will usually find lockpicks in the match, but if you have 2, you're going to be having a way better time than if you had 0. Anyways, though, guys, that is how you kit out. This is a beast of a kit. You would absolutely roll someone in this kit. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It means a lot to me, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye.